Welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. I want to share this with you. Looking at the state of the cryptocurrency market today, we can see that Bitcoin, Ethereum, the market is in much more of a cool down phase. We are dipping, we are consolidating, and this has been happening for some time now. Obviously just an ebb and a flow of a healthy market. Yet despite this temporary cool down, Ethereum gas fees have almost never been higher. There has to be a cryptocurrency or cryptocurrencies aiming to solve this, and in today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to share. We're talking latest news involving XRP, we're talking flow, we're talking higher cap altcoins, as well as lower cap altcoins. So check the timestamps down below in the video description. Hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date on this crypto market, and let's jump in. I do want to start off by saying though, that I like Ethereum. I hold a lot of Ethereum. I'm bullish on Ethereum. But is there such a thing as finding the next Ethereum? Well, let's talk about it. The first project aiming to solve this, with NFT creation at least, turns out it's Ripple. Ripple has launched a $250 million fund for NFT creators. Here are the details. Ripple Labs is launching a fund for creators, marketplaces, and brands to explore new use cases for non-fungible tokens on its own XRP ledger. And the big question is why? Well, the platform said it wanted to address concerns with the minting of tokenized artwork, including clunky user experiences, high transaction fees, and the possible effects on the environment. Interesting. So if you had to mint NFTs either on the Ethereum network or the XRP network, what would you choose? I really would love to know your thoughts down below in the comment section, but in a direct quote from Ripple as to why NFTs, we believe NFTs embody the promise of tokenization and represent a tipping point for its embrace by the mainstream. Through this creator fund and the XRP ledger, we're excited to unleash a new utility for NFTs and accelerate the broader shift to tokenization. So with $250 million now at play, who gets access to that money first? According to Ripple, it would be NFT marketplaces, including Mint NFT and Mintable, and creative agencies would be among the first to have access to the fund, with the caveat that any proposed NFT use case would be built on the XRP ledger, giving creators an opportunity to monetize their work. So like I said, give me your thoughts on this down below. But Ripple and XRP are one of the cryptocurrencies aiming to be a better Ethereum for the NFT sector, NFT marketplace at least. Next up, an ETH competitor that just scored a major partnership. Here comes the NFL version of NBA Top Shot NFTs. This is from Dapper Labs, and of course the Flow blockchain, Flow cryptocurrency, has partnered with the NFL. And here are the details as to what the NFL gets in return. The NFL, as well as the NFL Players Association, will receive equity in Dapper Labs as part of the deal, and according to the Sports Business Journal, the digital licensing revenue from these NFTs on the Flow blockchain generated for the Players Union by the deal will be second only to what it makes from its partnership with EA Sports, maker of the popular Madden video game. Wow, so this is a big deal. Great for Flow, great for the NFL, and in a direct quote from Dapper Labs commenting on their success they saw with the NBA first, they expect even more success with the NFL, and here's why. When I think about the NBA versus the NBA really blazes a trail in a lot of ways, and they're willing to take some risks. If you think about the NFL, they don't always do it first, but they try and do it best. So learning from the NBA is very much in their playbook. When we think about the kind of products that we would build with other partners, we think about customizing it for those fan bases. We can't just slap NFL players on NBA Top Shot and make it work. I like that sentiment. This will be very customizable. And notice that the NBA didn't choose Ethereum, didn't choose Polygon or Cardano. They chose Dapper Labs, and that's very bullish for Flow. Next up, let's talk about cryptocurrency Energi, a blockchain built to scale for a decentralized future. And we know they're a partner of the channel. They also have Energiswap, which is built to be a better Uniswap, which we did a walkthrough on a few months ago. I will link this down below for those of you looking for a cheaper alternative to Uniswap. But what I want to talk about today and why they make this video is the underlying blockchain, how they're more scalable, why they're more scalable, and how they're built for mass adoption. And to do that, I want to compare them to Ethereum, because we know, for example, Ethereum's TPS, transactions per second, major room for improvement. But TPS is not the only issue. As more and more transactions are processed on-chain, the size of the chain data grows exponentially. This has resulted in a reduction of full nodes running the Ethereum network. In fact, since the peak of this most recent bull run, Ethereum has seen a 60% reduction in nodes. And that's because of the terabytes on terabytes of data that these nodes have to sync as the blockchain grows. And these blockchains are only going to get bigger as mass adoption continues to happen. Now, ETH is switching to sharding with ETH2. Sharding is an increasingly popular approach to solving this scalability. This is popular with Polkadot and Cosmos and other blockchains like this as well. Sharding is breaking up the information on-chain into smaller and smaller units to make it more scalable, but there are obvious trade-offs. For example, sharding breaks composability. There's also certain security risk trade-offs. And we're not going to get too in the weeds today on these technical terms, but I will link this down below for you to continue your own research. The question we have to answer is, how does Energi do it? How does Energi process all that data on the base chain and keep the scalability? Well, to do that, let's compare it in one sense to Solana. Finally, there are some blockchains, such as Solana, which conduct all activity on a single layer network. Energi has a similar approach of having a network of extremely powerful servers processing transactions, but rather than functioning solely on layer 1, Energi has a similar system within our layer 2, masternodes. These will enable Energi to also achieve tens of thousands of transactions per second, but with several major benefits versus single-layer blockchains. So what are these benefits? Dual-layer architecture allows Energi's layer 1 to remain highly decentralized with many more nodes, as the requirements for running a layer 1 node are much lower than the layer 2 supercomputers. So the aim is to keep layer 1 as decentralized as possible, and Energi is then able to keep our masternode layer, masternodes, lighter weight since they don't have to contain all blockchain data. Our layer 1 is responsible for storing all data, while layer 2 enables near instant confirmations and capacity to handle high volume. So scalability is key, and of course they are compatible with Ethereum, which cannot be said for many other blockchains. A final critical point is that Energi is EVM compatible, Ethereum Virtual Machine compatible. Energi's unique approach is that we are fully compatible with Ethereum-based technology, benefiting from nearly all improvements and applications built on Ethereum, while also enabling a very high level of scalability. And again, just to drive this home as to how, all transactions can be processed almost instantly by Energi's layer 2 network of masternodes, and then at every block, the masternodes will then dump all the transactions to our layer 1 network, where all data is then ultimately stored. So, what do you think? Give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. The last thing I want to touch on is, where does Ethereum go from here? Because Ethereum's archive data chain is now over 8 terabytes in size. And while Ethereum's chain size is not yet at a critical point, it will be soon. That is a whole lot of data. I will point out that Energi is solving this in a very unique way. To solve this issue, we are implementing a very unique approach to archiving, which will allow our active chain to maintain a manageable size while ensuring that the archive data is maintained properly and remains accessible. This approach is snapshotting. So in a sense, I would say sort of like Mina protocol, taking a snapshot of the data and then storing that snapshot. Each time our main chain, Energi's main chain, reaches a maximum size anywhere between 5 and 10 terabytes, we will create a snapshot of the chain at that time. This snapshot will become a separate archive chain that is connected to the active chain via a running hashed record of snapshots. And in essence, the big thing this solves is this will prevent the centralization of the chain to a few large validators that have a disproportionate control over the network. A snapshot solves this, so I will link this down below in the video description, check it out. But in general, Energi, the blockchain, definitely a crypto to keep on the radar. And next up, big news for ETH competitor Algorand. Algorand has just launched a virtual machine to increase smart contract capabilities. The upgrade promises to deliver negative carbon output across the platform. So they're saying that they plan to compete with ETH, be a better dApp platform by offering smart contract capabilities that are better for the environment, negative carbon output. Blockchain platform Algorand has today announced the launch of the Algorand Virtual Machine, or AVM, a Layer 1 protocol upgrade designed to enhance decentralized app scalability for developers and organizations, enable instant transaction finality, and sustain a negative carbon output. Also, they are specifically making a play at developers. In addition to these advancements, the AVM will also give developers program tools to write smart contracts in either Python or Reach, a format similar to the multi-paradigm web page language JavaScript. In a direct quote from Algorand, this AVM upgrade allows for the development of complex smart contract-based applications in DeFi, the NFT marketplace, Web3, and more. We're already getting great feedback within the Algorand ecosystem and look forward to continuing this momentum. So give me your thoughts down below, but generally speaking, cool to see these upgrades, cool to see this progress, and we will have to keep tabs to see which dApps are being developed on which platform and then where the users flock to. And next up, although I don't have news specifically today to bring you in this video, we cover Cardano all the time. The ecosystem, as well as the dApps being built, definitely a main contender in this smart contract space. We know they just partnered with Boost Mobile, Dish Network, Ethiopia, so the excitement for Cardano is undeniable. I would go even further on that list and mention Polygon and Mina protocol, two dApp platforms that are clearly dominating. They've recently integrated together. ETH, interoperators, competitors to keep on the radar. And I guess let's wrap this up by you letting me know which dApp platform stood out to you down below in the comment section. Like I said, I am bullish on ETH. ETH is not going away. But what ETH quote unquote fails at or could do better at, we are seeing these other platforms step up. And it's going to be very interesting to see which one prevails. And like always, see you tomorrow.